Hey, chop it up with Mike and Donnie. My man Mike Hill is out today. He's doing his thing. He's over there doing his sport thing. I got a beautiful, smart, intelligent co-host with me tonight, the magnificent Tamar Braxton. How you doing, Tamar?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. You good?
I'm so good. I'm happy to be here tonight,
Yeah,
have a good
yeah.
time.
So you know what? I want to kick off the show like this because we're talking about legacy, right?
Yeah,
And we're talking about legacy, Tamar.
that's what
And
we're talking about tonight.
don't you agree? One of the definitions of legacy is leaving a lasting impression on somebody.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to tell you something. Around 21 years ago, right? My family we didn't celebrate Christmas. We didn't celebrate holidays in that nature. So one day we was all at DreamWorks because Tamar used to be at DreamWorks. We was all a big family, and I don't
Yeah.
know how Tamar knew. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It was my birthday, and I never got anything for my birthday in my life. You know what I'm saying? And Tamar walked up with this box and she gave me a Tiffany watch. And let me tell you something, and I'll never forget that. You know what I'm saying? And guess what, Tamar? I still got this
What?
this day,
Are you serious?
and I hold on this watch. You know what I'm saying? And this watch right here reminds me of you. You know what I'm saying? So I just
Oh,
want to let
thank
you know that. You left you left an everlasting impression on my life because I never got anything for my birthday. You're the first person that ever gave me something for my birthday. So I just want to say
you.
thank you, sweetheart.
Oh, well, good people get good things. You know what I mean? You've always been an amazing person. And while you're talking about lasting impressions, like from the first time I met you, you've always been like an amazing, sweet, but honest human being. And I can appreciate that. And a lot of the things that you have taught me, I have brought with me today, if you haven't noticed.
Thank you, Tamar. I appreciate you. You ready to kick off the show, beautiful?
Oh my God, I'm ready to have a good time. I can't wait.
Let's go. It's on
Let's
you.
go. Let's go. Okay, so listen. First of all, we have a jam-packed show, and first of all, I wanted to say what's up to Mike. How you doing? I'm feeling in for you tonight. Don't worry about it. I got your back. And listen, you spoke about leaving legacies, and I think that is something that's very important. But first, let me just introduce the guests that we have tonight. Is that all right?
Yes, let's
Okay.
go.
First of all, we have comedian Javon Johnson.
Hey, what's up, man?
Comedian Jasmine Carter. Hey, Mama. Um, Co-founder of FUBU and author J. Alexander Martin, and Marcus Crenshaw, certified sports agent. So we have a lot of coins in the room who know something about
Hey,
leaving.
y'all. What y'all doing? Y'all good?
Chilling.
Oh yeah,
Hey, yo.
oh yeah, it's Lady
Yes.
Galen.
Let's make our girl let's make our girl Tamar feel so comfortable. Mike. We got two beautiful ladies on the show tonight. You know what I mean? We're gonna kick this thing live and we're gonna have a bunch of fun tonight. Y'all ready?
Hell
Let's
yeah.
get it.
Are we?
Go, Tay Tay.
All right, everybody. So listen, I know everybody on this panel tonight is pretty doggone successful. What does, or how important is leaving a legacy to you all?
It's really
Jay.
important. Really important, man. Legacy is the impact that you leave, that imprint you leave on the world. You know what I mean? What you did when you're gone, you want people to think about you in a great way. I had an OG that told me when you die, they put the year you're born and the year you died, and that dash in between is your legacy. You want that dash to be amazing. So legacy is important.
What
I
about you?
feel
Jay?
like
Go on, Jay. What about you? Whoever. Go, y'all just kick right in.
yeah, yeah. I feel like
Yeah, man.
I feel like the legacy is important, and I feel like your legacy is also your children. So like for me, the businesses that I'm building now, I plan on passing them to my kids. So I feel like legacy is also like what he said is what people remember about you, but it's also what you leave for your kids and your family when you do die. So I think that's important too to understand that.
Facts. Hell yeah.
For me, like being a businessman, I look at it like well, it's the same thing, but a little different. I kind of word it a little different. Legacy is like this. Whatever we doing today is not be for us. You know what I mean? Quote unquote, for us, by us. It's not even for us. It's for someone else. It's for your children. It's for the cultures. For everybody that kind of looks at you and says, "Well, I want to be like you." You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't have any kids yet, but I know I got to leave that legacy. But I know that when I live, if I die tomorrow, all my money, everything I goes to my family. But again, it's everything you do is really for somebody else. It's not for you.
Hell yeah.
Everybody has to live.
What about you, Jasmine?
I personally think that if you're not living to leave a legacy, I think there's no point of living at all, because once you're gone, then that's it. It's a wrap for you. No, ain't nobody gonna remember everything that you've done for them. Legacy is important to not just for your kids and your family, but for the world around you. It's much deeper than people realize. Like, legacy is how the world changes. How the world has changed up until this point is by the people before us, our ancestors, and them other people before that, their legacy. So that's what it means.
So I have a quick question, Jay. Let me ask you a question. You said you don't have any kids yet. So what's the motivation behind you working so hard?
See, now it's gonna get a little deep now, because I'm actually adopted.
Oh.
Wow. How old were you when you were adopted?
I was, let's say, about 5, 6 finally.
Jay, I was going to ask if you could adopt me since you don't got no kids, bro. I know you got no bro. I know I'm a grown ass man, but you can adopt me, bro.
If I had $1 for everybody to ask me that question.
Right.
Hey, I'm in his boat. I don't got no kids either. I'm 34.
Damn, both of y'all can adopt me, man.
Hey, Hey, bro, I just turned 51 a couple of days ago.
Oh.
God bless. Black don't
And
crack.
you have many kids and you work super hard. What is it all for?
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said, it's not even for me. It's for, like, again, I preach a lot, about business. I preach a lot about giving back. I preach a lot about, helping others. So I might have physical kids, but I have like women that I've known in my life that I actually, kind of pretty much adopted their kids. And not even just that, I think that every person out there that wants to be an entrepreneur is like my kid. So I got to give back everything I learned and everything, because sometimes, think about it, I probably forgot more than a lot of people know. So if I don't give that back, that's the legacy. I mean, we're in like 3 museums. We're in the Great Wax Blacks Museum in Baltimore. We're in the Black Natural History. I mess it up all the time. The Black Natural History Museum, and also a museum in Europe, which I can't pronounce at all. So that's the legacy right there. We sit back, we just give, and do. But that's what I was put on earth to do. Once you understand that, that's it. Like, it ain't about what's next. It's about how I can give back.
Tamar, we know, Jay Alexander is one of the founders of FUBU. So you asked him that question, he ain't got no kids, to find out where he got all that money buried that he made from FUBU.
Tamar, I'm gonna piggyback off something he said. Like, I don't got no kids either. I got a sports agency, sold 2 companies already at 34. But for me, I'm going to have kids, and for me, I was playing basketball overseas, so I wanted to make sure I was financially stable and financially free before I had a family and all that. So I worked on the bands first, and now I'm gonna start working on the other part.
That's dope.
Now you start working on the family part.
Word. They pull-out game must be amazing. Both of y'all.
No. You know what it is?
I'm using condoms.
That's good. That's good too. That's good too. Let me say that.
I don't have no kids, but I got a dog.
Hey, you know what? I want to keep this conversation going. I want to take our first break so we can have more time to talk. You know what I'm saying? So let me take our first break, Tamar, and we're gonna get back with him, chop it up on the Mike and Donny show.
Yeah. Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Mike and Donny. As you can see, my friend Donny is here, and I am your guest co-host, Tamar Braxton. And look, tonight's show is really important to me because, I come from a big family, and, everybody in my family works their behind off, just to leave a legacy for the next generation. And on the panel tonight, we have a bunch of bosses. We have Jay Alexander Martin, Javon, Jasmine Carter, and Mr. Cool over here, cool in the corner. So already talked to Jay about why he balls so hard and works so hard. And we already talked to Cool, and now we want to listen to Mr. Javon. We got cut off before the break. Why do you work so hard?
Well, unlike these 2 safe and responsible brothers, I have children. You know what I mean? I have 2 children of my own, man. And in all seriousness, they're my everything. You know what I mean? Everything I do is for them. I want to leave something for them. You know what I mean? I'm feeling now I'm laying the foundation for them to have bigger and better opportunities than I had. You know, I had a decent life. My mother did a great job with me, but she struggled and bust her ass to give me a decent life. I don't want my kids to be limited at all. I want them to go whatever school they want to go to, travel, do whatever they want to do. And I want them to know how important it is to leave a legacy for their kids. So that's why I work so hard, man, for my babies.
But Javon, let me ask you a question. You think giving them too much, or you doing everything or spoil them? You know what I'm saying? You think that would make them not go so hard? Because some of these kids, man, is too spoiled, go to private schools and all this. You think we doing too much for our kids? Because me coming from the hood, I did it all myself. You get what I'm saying?
Nah, I agree 100%. And that's why occasionally I just give them, ass whippings for no reason, just to keep them on point. You know what I mean?
What type of shit?
you just gotta spank their ass. I know you got all A's, but I'm gonna whoop your ass anyway to keep you humble and grounded. You know what I'm saying, Donny?
Yeah, I feel you.
But in all seriousness, you make a valid point. You gotta let them know that work goes behind all this, man. It ain't that, even if dad is successful and he's doing well, you still gotta work for yours too. So I make sure I talk to them about that, and I make sure that they're humble as well. Because like you say, you got a lot of kids out here, their parents give them everything, so they're not humble and they have no sense of gratification. If I give my kids something, they better say thank you genuinely, or I'm taking the shit back. You know what I mean? So you got to keep that balance, man.
What you feel about that, Tamar?
I don't know. For me, I only have one kid, and it's a boy. And for me, I have to disagree. I spoil my son on purpose because I want him to, be used to the finer things in life so he can always work to have. And for me, having a black son, it's important for me to give him a head start at life. So I need him to be used to the things that he is used to. So when he's around his peers, it's not foreign to him. So he's one who's always trying to figure it out and hustle and trying to no. I need my son to be in the room, and when he gets in the room, to be able to stay in the room because he has the communication skills and the education to be there. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, Tamar, thank you for making me feel broke and ignorant at the same time.
Hey, well look, Javon, you got to take that Christmas tree down, man.
Listen, y'all just noticing that? Listen,
Damn.
I just said, listen, cool. It's a new rule for black folks. The holiday season ain't over till after Dr. King's birthday. That's when I'm taking it down.
Oh, okay.
Dr. King's birthday.
I'll give it to you.
So I got a rule like no kids out of wedlock.
Yeah, me too. Same here.
Wow. Y'all DMs about to be flooded after this.
Yeah, because man.
But I came from a 2-parent household, even though I was from the hood. I came from 2 parents. So I'm thinking the same way as him. I'm like, man, no kids out of wedlock, none of that crazy stuff. So I don't got no kids like him. But me working hard, I'm working hard because I came from the east side of Detroit. You don't want to be back there, so you got to hustle it up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got a rule. My rule is no kids at all, and I'm working hard because that's what I need to do, and I need to get it because ain't nobody gonna get it for me and for my family. And we came from nice things and royalty from legacies, and we need to get back to that point. So I feel it's my obligation to get us as black people back there. I mean, I can't do it by myself, but I mean, I'm gonna do my part though.
But I want to ask Javon and Mr. Cool over there something. Y'all said no kids out of wedlock. You know what I mean? And a lot of people have kids out of wedlock. My mama had kids out of wedlock. So you think just because you don't have kids out of wedlock, you don't deserve some of that bag you got, Javon and Mr. Cool?
Yeah, Jay Alexander said that.
Jay Alexander said that because I said,
okay, Jay Alexander said that.
My first child was out of wedlock. I was married for the second one, so I'm halfway there. You know what I mean?
Look, I'll tell you this on my end. On my end, like I got brothers. My parents came together. I had other brothers, so they kind of created the family. I was the only kid that my parents had together. And I can tell though, I got a master's degree. I was a great basketball player, played professionally, started my companies. I had my head on straight a little bit more, and my parents was focused on me a little bit more than they was my brother because they was scattered. So I wouldn't want to bring nobody else in this world and be scattered if I can control myself, and I can control myself.
I mean, with me,
that's the mature thing to do. You get what I'm saying? Go on, Jay Alexander.
That's just what it is. That's how, I mean, that whole concept is just not bringing somebody into the world, one, when you ain't ready.
Mhm.
Two, you ain't picked the right one.
Mm.
You know, and three, you know, it's just responsible, man. Like if I'm married to her, then let's enjoy ourselves first, and then we have kids. If I just have a kid now, I'm going to marry you. You know what I'm saying? I just seen so many people in that situation that I know, and even if you know partners or even just beyond partners, that they got into situations where they never had a kid, and they got a problem. I learn from people other people's mistakes. I watch. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to show me twice.
Yeah, and then y'all gotta realize, like, when you up when you up millions of dollars, finding the right one that's a whole thing in itself. I don't even want to get into that.
What's this, velvet?
Well, I want to get controversial, Tamar. So
I got something to say about that.
Go, Tamar, please.
Let's see what Tamar got to say about that. I want to hear that.
Okay, so first of all, you act like the circle that you around, you're around like a bunch of women who can't hold their own ground. Like they ain't got their own money, they don't have their own education, they can't do it on themselves, they don't have their own platinum American Express card, just like you do. Let's not act like that's not the situation here. So don't act like that once you get with somebody, you are upgrading them to your level. That's not
Definitely upgrading them, Tamar.
well, then you in the wrong places, and that's why you probably ain't found one yet. Because what you have to do is go around circles that you build that kind of relationship with, and that's the result you will have, unless you're going to have the baby mama situation, and that's what you're going to be left with. Now, see, I got married and things didn't work out, okay, and that could be the case in life. So, what do you do? When you do plan for the future responsibly and things don't work out and you find yourself being a single parent. Jay, I want to know what you think about that, because you're adopted and you're not married. And so what if you meet the right one, things go well at the beginning, you have a child, and now you find yourself in a divorce situation? How do you leave your legacy to your child with the child's mother at that point?
Well, I'm kind of weird like that. Like, so for instance, I had a woman that I dated way back, right? When I first was making a whole bunch of money, and a company was going well, and we dated. And I was the type of guy, like I said, I would meet her and be like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna hide and not see the action, not see the daughter. Like if I was staying over, I'm hiding. Like I'm hiding in the closet until she's ready to go to school and leave. So I just do that because I know if I'm not gonna 100% be in your life, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not gonna take y'all all on and take that responsibility. I shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying, some guy that just walks around and go, hey, what's up, little girl? You know what I mean? Like that. I just felt like there's responsibility when it comes to that. Now, two, if you're in a relationship and you know it just doesn't work, and that's all cool. But then that's still your family regardless. He's your family, she's your family, whatever, your kids are your family, still a family, and you can go make other families and it becomes a gigantic family.
Let's rewind. Let's rewind, Jay. So you trying to tell me, Jay, you really didn't want to mess up that lady or that child's legacy, and you didn't want to. I don't understand. Is that why you did that? Because you didn't want to mess up her legacy?
Right, exactly, bro. Like that's how you got to do it, man. Like you got to be responsible for that. You know what I mean? That's just wrong. You running around, you know what I'm saying? You know you ain't gonna be in her life. You know you ain't gonna be a legacy to her. So you ain't gonna don't be running around with the little kids talking about let's have a play date.
Well, shit.
Hey, I'm scared now.
Just picturing the brother hiding in the closet. That's what I'm picturing, the brother hiding in the closet. You know?
Hey, I'm scared now. I'm scared, dog. I got a lot of him in me. And I'm 34, so I'm seeing who he is, and I got a lot of him in me. Tamar, you might need to mentor me or something, because I see that I got a lot of him in me, man.
Well, I think me and Javon messed up a lot of women's legacies of kids' legacies.
Hey, I want to say this. I'm married now. You know, in the past I did. You know, now I'm happily married with the mother of my 2 children, so I get the family unit and all that, man. You know what I mean? That's my baby. We've been together for years. You know what I'm saying? And she made me a better man. Well, I guess she still got some work to do from what I'm saying on the show. But you know, that's what marriage and all that is about. But I want to say this: I respect you, brothers, man, because it's rare to find 2, you know, young cats that's successful, that got millions of dollars, that aren't gonna have kids until they get married and find that right one. So in all seriousness, I gotta salute y'all cats, man, for real.
And I have to disagree, because a part of your legacy is how you treat women. So let's just not play
There
that.
you go.
She's right. And Tamar, She's right. Tamar, I got a sports agency and I represent like one of my sports agents. I represent like 23 WNBA players. So I'm dealing with women all day and I treat them right. And I'm learning about women more about representing them and empowering them and doing all of that. So you're right about that.
Hey, young brother, you in charge of a lot of people's legacies. You know what I mean? I got to salute you, brother. You know what I'm saying? So, but what we going to do, we want to come back and get back into this. We're going to take this second break, you know what I mean? And we're going to come back, chop it up with Mike and Donny and my beautiful co-host, Tamar Braxton.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Mike and Donny show, chop it up with Mike and Donny, with my girl, Tamar Braxton, and these beautiful hosts we have on the show. Let's talk about family legacy. You know, what do we want to do to leave a family legacy? How is our family legacy a part of us? You know what I'm saying? So, Tamar, I want you to answer that question first because you have a big family legacy and you come from a historic family with a beautiful legacy.
You know what? I think you're leaving a family legacy. You always have to make sure that you don't do anything to embarrass your family. You know, because just you. Your family legacy is your last name. You know, like we can have companies that start with our first name, and that's just, you know, on us. But you always have to be responsible and know that it's not just you. So your decision making and the deals you make and what you do in public and how you carry yourself has everything to do with your legacy and what, you know, the name and the weight that you need for your family's name.
Jasmine, come on, kick in, Jasmine. I want to know about your family legacy.
Oh, I'm making it because they don't do nothing. I'm
Oh my God.
of the family. I mean, I'm not saying they don't do nothing. I'm just saying like as well, my family did have a legacy. They had like a store, and that's all like they had. The store was like half convenience store, half strip club, but then it closed down. So I'm starting a legacy because that legacy ended, and as you can see, we need a little help. So trying my best. I got the whole fam on my back. I mean, they doing good in their regular lives, okay? But I need them to do better.
Yeah. Don't you guys think everybody has a legacy if it's good or if it's bad? You know what I'm saying? We all carry some type of a legacy. What do you think, Jay Alexander?
Man, I don't know about that one.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I mean, good or bad, like, you know, you want a good legacy. I mean, like, you don't want it bad. So I totally disagree. I tell you like this, my grandmother, you know, like I said, I was adopted. My grandmother's 105. She died. She made it to this year. So she died about a week and a half ago.
Oh, God bless.
Right.
Man. Condolences,
So
man.
God bless you.
Being 105, it's like, although she didn't really, I mean, she just was a woman and she just, you know, lived for her husband, and he died at like about 80, 90, 80, 85 or something like that. And she lived to 105, just kind of just doing her thing and just keeping it going. And like, that's a legacy alone, just to kind of just to be accomplished, to live that long. You know what I'm saying? And so that could be just it. Sometimes it's not about monetary. Sometimes it's not about, you know, what you've left behind. Sometimes it's just the memories and the things that you've gone through that you can teach somebody else to go forward with.
Okay, so what I want to say is I got sorry about your grandmother and all that, but my thing is that when you talk about legacy, you can leave a legacy of good and bad, because a legacy can be this dude on the corner, you know what I mean? He was tearing up the whole block and shooting up people. Nobody wants to be involved with him, and that can affect the legacy of your kids and your grandkids. You get what I'm saying? So a legacy can be bad.
100%. I know, but again, you know, as far as us talking and all we doing right now, we're trying to help and trying to push the culture forward, push us forward in a positive light. So I'm just trying to say that I'm not trying to glamorize that bad. I'm trying to push the good and push people to want to do better. Like she was, like Jasmine was saying a little while ago about doing better. I just think that we should just start trying to push people to do better. Having that legacy. You want to stop that. You want to cut that snake off by his head and keep it moving and try something else. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but you know,
I understand what you're saying, but we also trying to educate people, let them understand the path that you lay. You know what I'm saying? You have to, like Tamar said, the path that you lay. You don't want to make a bad name for your family, because at the end of the day, if you do that, you know what I'm saying, your legacy can't be destroyed. So we want to educate these kids like, yo, it got to be a two-way street. You got to understand this legacy.
Exactly.
You know, with the kids, they say, you know, like I remember they was talking about like what that shit, NOLO, you know, or you only live once. I'm like, if you only live once, then why you gonna fuck it up?
Well, sometimes you don't know. Kick in, somebody y'all kick in with me. I need to understand.
No, you right, bro. You right, because as far as the legacy, you right. How you say it can be good or bad. Like, right, you can be smoking rocks on the corner, and that's your legacy, or you can be making millions and billions, and that's your legacy. My legacy, I just want to make sure I leave my family better. I just bought 100 acres of land in Dominican Republic. Like, I'm gonna leave my family well off because I know that I had to start from the bottom. So me just doing what I do, leaving them, you know what I'm saying, better, that's good enough for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Tamar, and I love what you said, Tamar, because it's always heroes and villains. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So we have to make sure. That's why I love what you said, Tamar. It's about your name and how you carry your name. So we have to teach these kids that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, Donny. Man, Tim, I'm sorry, love. Go ahead.
No.
I was gonna say that, you know, your legacy can be negative too, because we all know, or maybe some of us may even have had fathers who weren't there for us, who left, you know what I mean? And their legacy will always be to them, those kids, that my father wasn't there. No matter, you know, what he may have done that was good prior, that legacy gonna be you weren't there to take care of your family. And that's a vicious cycle. Sometimes that's learned, and it continues on to his kids and their kids. So I feel you, Donny, on that. Your legacy can be some negative stuff too.
Oh no, definitely can be. Yeah. I'm just trying to tell people like, yo, stop. Like, let's bring this shit forward. Like, we all got to come together, and we got to bring each other up, and stop trying to. Like, we can never be as a people better if we don't start doing better.
Yeah.
If we don't start pushing. We start pushing stuff that's better, then we'll all be better. All our legacies will be good. Like I said, everybody can't own a company called FUBU. Everybody can't be a Tamar. Everybody can't live, be a singing family. Everybody can't be comedian. Everybody can't, manage this. Everybody can't do that. So what are you going to do? You maybe just go work for somebody, but then, so again, legacy, like I said, is not just that. It's a lot more to that. But we got to start telling people that stop going backwards. Let's just move forward. Even if it's an inch.
This is what I have to say. I think for our society, the prime example for what not to do when you are building a family legacy is, I don't want to get too political, but I mean, I do feel like this is a blueprint of what you should not do, is what the Trump administration and the Trump family has do, is jack up all the bags on out. Especially, when you had the whole world literally in your hands. I just really want to know, just for anybody on the panel, how do you think you can turn things around to make your legacy great when somebody in your legacy bubble have fumbled and jacked up your name and your bag?
You got to try real hard. You got to disassociate yourself from that person. You might have to change your last name.
Damn.
You gotta
that sound like facts to me.
You said change your last name.
You might have to, because they know the last name is Trump. You hear Trump, you like, oh man, not to get political, but usually it's like shit.
But y'all know what's crazy? Y'all know what's crazy about that? It's just like how we in our community, we like, yo, Trump, man, we don't mess with him. It's a bunch of people that mess with him, and they damn near want to be Trump.
But
here to here though. Let's just
it did. You're right, Tamar. It did. It did.
They gotta change their last names. That's just what they need to do.
And Tamar is so right. Like, we talking about the Trump. The Trump had a little legacy, but when he ran them people up in that and this and that, he kind of messed up his legacy. Nobody don't want to be involved in him now. You can do one little thing and mess up your legacy, like Tamar said.
There's still folks that rock with him, man. We saw them all at the Capitol.
But the people who matter don't. The people who matter don't rock with him though. Like we talking companies, they don't mess with him. The regular people don't matter in that sense. Where the money's at, like Tamar was saying, don't nobody mess with him. He literally fumbled the entire bag for his whole family.
Yes.
What can happen too, real quick, what can happen too is the fact that if you do something wrong, But if you do 1,000 things right, they'll give you a pass on one thing wrong or one thing you do that's messed up. But if you do a bunch of things wrong, all right, you live what you sow. You know what I'm saying? So what I tell people too is like you're not gonna be everything to everybody. So I get it. You have to understand that. But just try to be the best that the person that you could be. And he wasn't trying to do that. I don't know what he was trying to get the best bag he can get. I don't really know. He was tripping.
It's an idiot. But Jay, you said I'm kind of going to piggyback on what you just said. Like how you said, you don't have to do everything right. You can do one thing wrong and people give you a pass. Well, the world we live in today is kind of the opposite. You fuck up once and people kind of, they recognize you and define you by that one fuck up that you had in the world we live in. And a lot of times, and to give you an example, I used to work in education years ago. And I asked, one of our problematic kids, I said, yo, why you always acting up, man? He went to the board, he drew 3 + 3 and put equals 6. Then he said, please, 3 + 3 = 4. And I said, why would you write 3 + 3 = 4? He said, exactly. People always pay more attention to the wrong thing.
Wow. That's heavy.
Yeah. He
was a genius. Smart kid, just had a behavioral issue, and that blew my mind because people do always pay attention and put more focus on the shit you did wrong, man.
And like Javon just said, you can do one little thing. This social media shit got people all messed up and things of that nature because you can do one little thing and social media blow it all the way and cancel culture. You did this, so you know what I mean? We can social media too.
But you have to also remember that it's a short memory. People have a short memory. People definitely have a short memory. And if things go super fast, it's by the time you turn around, they thinking about something else because something else came up.
Yep.
What you think about that? No, I'm sorry.
I just said it depends on what it is, but I agree.
Tay?
I want to hear what Tamar think about this.
How about what? I mean,
like for instance, Tay, it's like, oh, that was last season. What you talking about? We on a new season now.
The internet definitely has an impactful, opinion on what happens to the things that you do right. You know what I'm saying? And also wrong. The thing that you do wrong is magnified than the things that you do right. So, I just think that, when you're trying to purposefully leave a legacy, you just have to watch what the hell you're doing.
That's right.
Period.
That's right. So we're gonna take another break, you guys. This conversation is getting beautiful. I want to get a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? Talk about our kids. You know what I mean? Will we cancel some of our kids and not put them in a wheel and all that? Because I am. You know what I mean? I got some of my kids.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So so we're gonna be back chopping up with Mike and Donny with my beautiful co-host Tamar Braxton.
Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Mike and Donny. As you can see, there's no Mike tonight. It's your girl, Tamar Braxton, along with my good friend, Donny Harrell. Yes, I did say the real name, darling. And what we're talking about tonight is not just friendships, but the legacy that you leave behind and how important that is to you. And one thing that Donny said before we went to break is he was going to leave one of his children out of his will. And, I wanted to know, and I wanted to make a valid point about why you said that. Now, I know probably a lot of our listeners are saying, Donny is being selfish as hell. I don't feel like you being selfish. As a matter of fact, Donny, right before we go to you, I wanted to get to some of our viewers for the evening that has a lot to say, especially about Mr. J. Alexander and Cool. Miss Deborah said, oh, I pray you don't find a beautiful, powerful Black woman from God, okay? Yes, I'm here for that too, sis. And my girl Angel says, legacy is not just about money alone. I agree with you there too, girl. From Icon Don, family judge by how much you're worth and what you can do for them sometimes. I have to agree with everybody here talking tonight. Y'all talking something good, okay? And from Darius Rogers, brothers still be jealous of some shit from 30 years ago. That is the truth. Now, Donny, is that why you are leaving one of your children out of your legacy, your will.
So Tamar, in relationships you have with women, you always have disagreements, and some women, not all women, you know what I mean, they try to do things to hurt the man with the kid, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes the man, he doesn't get to tell his story to the kid, you know what I mean? So if you get to a certain age and I try to reach out to you and then you don't want to hear my story and then you want to change, say I'm gonna change my last name, well nigga, I'm about to leave you out my will because I ain't had no daddy. You know what I'm saying? And real talk, I think I'm a good father. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, if you feel like you don't want my last name, well, nigga, you don't deserve to be in my will.
Yeah.
And I'm just like that. You know what
Donny
I'm saying?
going.
If you're going to be 20-something years old, come holler at me like a man. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm going to leave your ass out the wheel. And it's just like that. There it is.
Stress me out. It stressed me. That stressed me thin.
Donny
what do you think about that? You got kids. What do you think?
Baby boy. He turned into Melvin from Baby Boy real quick.
Yeah. Donny ain't playing no games.
Jamal, what do you think? You have kids. What do you think about what Donny just said?
I couldn't really picture that, man. I think, family is everything to me, man. And no disrespect, Donny, because I know I'm kind of scared of Donny. That's why I ain't correcting when you're saying my name wrong. He seemed like he'll whip my ass on Zoom. You know what I mean? So I want to get an ass whipping on Zoom. But like kids, man, my kids are everything. And I couldn't see just cutting them out and saying, nah, fuck you. You not on. You not getting anything. I don't deal with you. He said, I'll take my name back. That's tough. But
No. He said he didn't want the last name. So if you don't want my last name, well, you don't deserve nothing I got. White people do this all the time. White people leave people out their wills all the time. Why when black people do it is such a taboo thing? You seen the movie Getty? That Getty left his kids out his will. So I feel like as a man, you have to be respectful. You're supposed to honor your father, your mother, or your days will be shortened on this earth. I honor my mother, and if my father was here who I never seen before, I would honor him to the death so I can just say hi to him, take a picture with him, and give a hug to him. I never met him like that before. So I honor my mother and my father, man. So I don't play those type of games.
But Big Donny, what about being the bigger person and just be like, okay, he ain't educated. What about educating him and be like, all right, man, look, this the deal, kicking it with him and seeing if y'all can come to a common ground.
Well, I didn't say I wasn't going to take him out the wheel yet. I'm just saying he need to come holler at me and we need to get together and holler before he get take out the wheel. You know what I'm saying?
We have to listen to one of our viewers when she said that legacy is not just about money alone. Legacy has a lot to do with character as well. And so if you reach out to your son and you mentor him and talk to him and show him the different side of you that I know, that a lot of people know that do love you and respect you, then his, mindset could possibly change and your legacy could be, the one who turned things all the way around.
Okay,
so
I want to ask Tamar a question because she's a woman. I trust Tamar's word. Tamar, so what happens when the mother is in the ear spitting venom and, you know what I'm saying, and he wants to listen to the mother, Tamar?
Fuck that mother. No.
Oh, damn. Fuck that mother.
I'm joking. See, it's a little different. Like now, listen, given my situation, I feel that anything is possible. You know what I mean? When Vince and I got divorced, I had no words for him. I had nothing for him. Okay. And so I just feel like you do what you have to do for your children. You communicate with your baby mother. Because just like who said that this is your family for life. So, that was Javon, I believe, who said that. This is your family for life. And so with family, even though they work on your nerves, even though they don't understand, even though they don't have the same mindset that you have, it's your responsibility when you do have the smarts and you do have the communication tools to work it out and to be able to talk to them for the betterment of your legacy, which is your child.
So I want to say this, you guys, I'm gonna let y'all kick back, and I don't want y'all to think I'm just some brute. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't, because I wanted to ask Jay and Cool, because I know y'all got a lot of coins.
Yeah.
And so what if you did have children, right? And you had a disobedient, disrespectful child, and all you have worked for, you already know that when you gone, they're gonna act the damn fool. Do you leave them in the situation, or do you X them out of the situation to leave a good legacy so you don't end up looking like Trump in them?
Yes.
I gotta see what my man Jay say first. What you would do, bro? I gotta hear him first.
Nah, honestly, to be honest, I would I would put guardrails on whatever I give and whatever I do. You know what I'm saying? That way, like they have to make reach certain goals or reach certain plateaus or whatever to get the money. You know what I mean? You gotta, like on what's that show? On Ghost, like, yo, you won't get this money, but you gotta go to school and get an A average and finish college. Now that's responsibility enough. So once you do that, then I'll give you that. But I may not give you all of it. I may give you some of it so you can be all right. But I'm not gonna pick one over the other. I know one may be more responsible, so I'll let them. Because, for instance, I have family, and we have houses and stuff like that in our family. So instead of like my side, my mom's side, we're more together. Like my other aunt's side, not so much. But we wanted to make sure that she was good too. So when one of the houses came up, because when somebody died, one of my grandmothers died, right? We said, you know what? We have houses. Let's give you a house. You know what I'm saying? So now it's your responsibility. Don't come back to me and ask me no questions. So sometimes you just got to give it to them. If they F it up, that's what they are. But you can't come back to me and say, I ain't do nothing.
Yeah.
You really always got to just give them some, give them enough to tie their own rope, and then they can't come back and cry.
Agreed.
But look, Tamar, I ain't even gonna hold you, man. I don't got no kids yet, so I don't even want to speak nothing like that into my existence. So for me, I'm not even gonna discuss that. I'm not even gonna say what if they do this, because I feel like my kids gonna be lit and they gonna be on point anyway. I'm not even gonna. That next.
Devon, he has no idea, dude. We gonna leave.
No. Cause I heard some stories
I'm waiting.
How that should work, bro. I heard some stories, bro.
What about you, Javon?
Listen, man. Like I said, brother, I feel where they're coming from, and I just want to say, Jay Alexander, your middle name must be Jesus, brother. It must be, because you just such a good dude, and I admire that, dog. When I get off this, I'm gonna start saying to myself, what would Jay Alexander do? Because every answer he gives make me feel more and more like I ain't shit. I'm like, I gotta get my life.
Damn.
Hey, Jasmine, I want to get you in here,
another way
Jasmine.
to think about it, brother. That's how I think, man. Just another way to think.
In all seriousness, I admire that. To see another black man, bro, all jokes aside, and I'm gonna say to both of y'all, and I gave y'all kudos before, but I'm gonna say it again. To see two successful brothers that got the wits about them that y'all have and the morals and values y'all have, that shit is amazing, man. So I salute y'all, man, for real.
Okay, real quick. I just want to acknowledge the fact that I also said I didn't have children. I'm a successful woman getting on my own. I ain't getting no claps.
Yeah, you better
I
get
ain't getting no
her.
claps. I ain't getting
We're gonna give you claps.
You know why, Jazz?
You know where I'm from? I'm from Cleveland. All these hoes got kids. I ain't got no kids.
You can have
Everybody in
children.
my family got kids. All my brothers got kids. I ain't got no.
Yeah, but you can have
I
it different. It's different. It's different for a woman because you can have children. We're the ones that run around.
No, why?
Hey, Jazz, look.
Hey, Jay Alexander, there you go, Jay Alexander.
Why is it
Here we go.
Jay Alexander.
It's not
It should be the same expectation. Women don't have children by themselves. Who they have them with? Y'all.
right.
Y'all
No, but understand this. But it's not typical. It's atypical for a man to be running around because we think a lot of times we do think, promiscuously. You know what I'm saying? If I could use that word. We think that way. A woman's a lot more responsible with
That's
herself.
not true. Y'all seen Lori Harvey? She had 8 boyfriends in 2 years. I'm just saying.
But I'm saying you're still more responsible with your body.
Jazz, I just think,
What I said?
Jasmine, I'm
My beautiful co-host.
You deserve kudos, right?
You said what, Javon? I'm sorry.
You deserve props too, Queen. For I gotta get like the Positive Brothers. You get your kudos too, Queen. Because
Yes, I'm giving them to you too.
you're right. We should
That's
give
all I
you
wanted.
love too. My thing is,
Tomatoes.
we expect more from our sisters, I guess, man. Because y'all, black women, perfection. We expect more from y'all.
But y'all don't understand that we expect more from y'all too.
Damn, you
Y'all
right.
just get away with the bare minimum. Y'all literally get away with the bare minimum. But the expectation of our black men by educated women or just women in general is the same.
Yes.
exact same. I'm not surprised y'all don't have children. If you feel that you're not in a place to have children, well, don't. You should not. Nobody should. It has nothing to do with gender. I also want to tell you that every woman in my family has had a baby before they were 18 years old. And I'm 25. I ain't never been pregnant, no abortion, ain't never had nothing going on. So where are my flowers?
Your flowers are here, Jasmine. And
I send you something after this.
We appreciate you, Jasmine, because you know
address to send you some flowers. What's your address? Put your address in the chat. Put your address.
My man got the flowers.
And let me say as you guys, we have to give Jasmine her credit because there's a lot of women just like men are. You know, this social media craze is going crazy. We don't see her putting her butt up there and you know out here having sex with, you know what I mean, with a lot of men, and that's what these women are doing these days. And we want to give your flowers too, Jasmine, and say we appreciate you, and you do deserve more from men. You know what I'm saying? All of us.
Thank you, guys.
100%. 100%.
We love you too, Tamar. We love you too, Tay. The black woman is a god.
Tamar.
Well, we've been loving Tamar for years, so you know we all love Tamar. Tamar,
yeah.
Soul. I've been knowing Tamar for a long time. Tamar is a beautiful soul. I don't care what nobody say. That's a beautiful individual, smart, intelligent, everything. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And I want to take this break, this last break we got you guys, because we got like 8 minutes to go on this show. And I want to take this last break, chop it up with Mike and Donny with the beautiful Tamar Braxton.
Welcome back to Chopping It Up with Mike and Donny. As you can see, there's no Mike tonight. It's your girl, Tamar Braxton. I'm filling in for my good friend. And listen, tonight's conversation is so amazing and interesting, and it needs to be had. We're talking about leaving a legacy. And I'm having a great time because this whole panel is giving some amazing perspectives on leaving individual and family legacies. But the question hasn't been raised as to mortality. Now, 2020 was a very, very difficult year for most of us, and most of us has had to face that kind of situation. I want to know first from my friend Donny. Donny, what have you done to plan to leave behind your legacy due to your own mortality?
Well, you know, I plan on being number one, the best father I can be. You know and at the end of the day, I don't want people to seem like I'm a brute or nothing. You know, I'm gonna talk to my son. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give him a chance. You know what I mean? You know, because I love him to death. You know what I mean? I was just mad. I was venting because that hurt my heart. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
But you know, I'm gonna leave them all. I'm gonna like mass companies. I got a lot of things I'm doing. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I just want to show them about being a good person at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And leaving that legacy and do unto others how you want to be done to you. You know what I mean? And just be a good person overall. And because the bread don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like my man Jay Alexander said, he was like, you know, we was talking about, you know what I mean, leaving a bad legacy and going to being something good. You know, I wasn't always a good person. You know what I'm saying? So I changed for the better, you know what I mean? So we can all change. And I agree with you, Jay. We got to push that positivity and everything. So that's what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but do you have a will? Do you have a will?
Yes, I have a will, Tamar. Yes, I have a will. You know what I mean? I have a will, and I got to change a little bit of things in it. You know what I mean? But I do have a will.
Do you have a health proxy? So you know, like
no, I don't have an insurance. No, I don't.
Yo, could I get them ribs though?
Huh?
I need them ribs or something. Like, you know, when you die, you're gonna give up like parts of your body.
I'm not giving up none of that. You know what I mean? Put me in the ground. You know what I mean? Because you know, put me in the ground. I'm not trying to give up.
I need some eyes. You got good eyes?
No, I ain't got good eyes. You see, I'm wearing glasses. I'm not doing none of that, Tay. You know.
Let me go to Javon because Javon has children. So do you think it's weird to leave a will and to leave your dying wishes to your children and to your spouse?
It's necessary to have a will, but I think a lot of us are afraid to actually do that because then we have to face that one day we're going to die and not be here. And that's a tough conversation to have with yourself, let alone your family. You know, so a lot of people put that off because we feel like we got time, and you may not have time. Tomorrow's not promised. But I myself, I don't have a will. I should have one. I have insurance and all that, of course, but I don't have a will. You know, but that's something I have to think about because you know,
will.
lot of times black folks, when somebody died, we got to fight over clothes and furniture, who gonna get this and that. You don't want your people to have to do that. So will is definitely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, man. And coming from me, somebody like me, coming from the east side of Detroit, man, like my cousins got killed. Like so many people in jail and dead, like my friends that I grew up with. I think about death every single day. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think about death every day.
Wow.
So, but guess what? Me seeing like close best friends die, cousins die, I think about death, but that's what make me go hard because I know that any day can literally be my last day. So I'm not scared to try to take risks, to invest in my business because I'm like, man, we all gonna die anyway. He died, everybody died around me. So that's what make me be able to go hard because I'm like, shit, we all gonna die anyway. I understand it.
Come on, talk to me, Jab. We got one more minute. Give me one to get to Jay.
Listen, again, it's inevitable that we're all gonna die. We're gonna be born and we're gonna die. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
No, I haven't created a will yet, but my beneficiaries are all of my insurance policies, so they're gonna get it anyway. But and eventually, when I have a family and I get married and all that, I will definitely create that will. But everybody kind of put gave a good points. Ain't much I could say about that. I just want to tell people too to stop thinking that you're gonna die tomorrow because if the next day comes, I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
just keep
Jasmine.
working and do what you got to do.
Jasmine, you go because we all got to wrap it up in a minute. And Tamar, you take it out, beautiful.
Okay.
I don't got no kids. I got no will.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Just because you don't have kids does not mean the responsible thing is not to have a living will. Here is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. The last thing you want to leave to your loved one is heartache, pain, fighting, and suffering. Okay. You want things to already be in order because you don't want them to have to think about, oh, who house is this? I want this, that, and other. Because you have to understand things doesn't matter. It's about the person, okay? And sometimes objects as the object of what we are mourning over. And those little things become very large, and those large things, that is a piece of furniture, a piece of property, can jack up your family and your legacy forever, okay? So listen, this was an amazing topic. I enjoyed myself. Don, thank you for having me.
Yes.
Amazing time. And to all of our guests, I don't know what happened to my girl Jasmine, but to Cool and Javon and Jay Alexander Martin, I'm your girl Tamar Braxton. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Mike and Donny Show. We will see you next time. Well,
hey, Mike lost his job. Mike done lost his job.
Hold on. We gotta go. What'd you say, Tamar? We gotta go.
We gotta go. I love you so much. Tune into Under Construction and get a little bit more Tamar. Till the next time. Bye.
See y'all later. Next.